y'all, welcome back to Nini's Texas Kitchen. Today we're going to make a cinnamon roll cake. So when we're done, we're going to frost it with cream cheese frosting. So these are your ingredients that you're going to need. 3 cups of flour, 1.5 cups of milk, 1 cup of sugar. This is 4 teaspoons of baking powder with 1/4 teaspoon of salt mixed in it. Then you need 1/4 of a cup of melted butter. You need 2 eggs and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. That's for the main cake part, along with 2 eggs. And then for the cinnamon roll part, you're gonna need a cup of brown sugar, 1 stick of really soft butter, almost melted, and 2 tablespoons of flour and 1 tablespoon of cinnamon that you're gonna mix all together to make your mixture. So, first thing we're gonna do is to get this going. And I'm going to use my stand mixer today. And then put the sugar in. Put in my salt and my baking powder. Now I'm just going to get a spoon and give that a stir so that all my dry ingredients are mixed together real good. Alright, that's mixed good. Now I'm going to add in my milk. One and a half cups of milk. My 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I'm just going to use my cap because that's like a teaspoon. 2 teaspoons of vanilla. 2 eggs. Now, the recipe says to mix all of that together first, and then once it's well mixed, then you add in your butter. Well mixed. So I read online that you can also make this cake by using like a Dunkin' Honey Jello cake mix and then doing the cinnamon roll mixture, but I prefer to just do it this way. I've already prepared my 9x13 pan by coating it with shortening and then sprinkling flour around and spreading it around in there. And I've already preheated my oven, or it is preheating now to 350 degrees. So now I just pour my cake mix that I just made into my pan. And spread it around real good. And then anytime I put a cake pan into a dish like this, I have to shake it around until it's nice and even. Now, will prepare the cinnamon roll mixture. So I'm going to mix my 2 tablespoons of flour, 1 tablespoon of cinnamon into my 1 cup of brown sugar. And I use the dark brown, but if you want to use light brown, you can, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Mix this all together really good and it'll start being like crumbly. And when you dollop this on, I'll show you in a second, if it's too much, you don't have to use all of it. Just use the amount that you think looks good on your cake, how much of the cinnamon roll mixture that you want. Open up my butter. Put that in there. And you're going to mix this all together. It won't mix this good if you don't have your butter soft enough. So make sure that you salt your butter really good. I mean that you soften it really good. It kind of makes like a paste. So the recipe doesn't say it, but this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna dollop my mixture by the spoonfuls on top of my cake mixture, like this. Now my oven's ready. Now, I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to swirl it around. Like so. So I want it to be mixed in there, but I want to have like chunks of it too, so that it'll taste like a cinnamon roll when you get done. All right, so that's the process. Now we're gonna put in the oven at 350 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes until a toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean. Whenever it does, then we're gonna let it cool down, and then we're gonna make our cream cheese frosting and put on there. So we're gonna put it in the oven to bake. And the way I always do is I start out with the lowest time, check it, and if I need more time, I do it by 5-minute increments until it's ready. So I'm gonna set it for 25 minutes, and then I'll come back when it's done at 25 and check it, and if I need more time, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes till it's all the way done. It says 25 to 30, but with homemade cakes, sometimes it takes longer than that, so just be patient. So we'll be back whenever it's ready. Hey y'all, we're back. So our cake is done, and we let it cool for a little bit. And as you can see, it's kind of got that swirl on the top from the brown sugar topping that we put on there and swirled it around. So in my oven, it ended up taking almost 40 minutes for it to get done in the middle, which is fine because like anytime you make a scratch cake, they say 25 to 30 minutes, but it almost always takes longer than that. So that's why I do 5-minute increments until it's done with the toothpick inserted and coming out clean. So with this cinnamon roll cake, Some people call for like a glazed icing with just powdered sugar, milk, and vanilla, but I'm gonna make a cream cheese frosting to go on it because Cinnabon cinnamon rolls have a cream cheese glaze that usually goes on them. So to make this, you're gonna need 8 ounces of softened cream cheese. So I've been letting this sit out for a little while and it's gotten soft. And then you'll need, I'm gonna use a 1/4 of a stick of butter. You can put more in there if you want, but that'll be enough. And then it'll take 1 teaspoon of vanilla and then 16-ounce package of cream cheese. Of powdered sugar, sorry, to make the frosting. And then I just put a little bit of milk in it to get it to the right consistency when I make it. Because you don't want it thin and you don't want it too thick. It has to be just right. So the milk helps to get it to exactly where you want it. So you just put a little tiny bit of milk in at a time. Don't overdo it at once. So the first thing you want to do is take your 8 ounces of cream cheese and 1/2 a stick of butter and combine them until creamy. So you just want to mix them together, combine them like that. And then sometimes it'll get all over everything, so you just wipe it off. Then I'll take my powdered sugar. And this is a 32-ounce pack, so I'm using 1/2 of it. And I've already used 1/2 of it before when I made another frosting. So I'll leave a tiny bit and see if I need it after that. And I'll go ahead and put my teaspoon of vanilla in. Like so. And then just a little tiny bit. The whole thing probably only takes about 2 to 3 tablespoons of milk. So I just put about a tablespoon in. And I just start out bottom, mixing it, and then we'll start mixing together, form a frosting, and I just slowly turn the bowl to get it mixed really good, and it's thick, so I need to add just a little tiny bit more milk, probably about a tablespoon, and that'll finish mixing it up the rest of the way. And then as I go, if I need a little bit more, I'll add a little bit more. But you don't want to overdo it at first because it'll make your frosting runny. And you don't want your frosting to be runny. You want it slightly thick and smooth so that you can spread it over your cake. So just mix it up really good. Like so. The frosting will come out really thick and creamy and delicious. That's all there is to it. Rinse my hand off. And then we'll frost this cake up. So, now we'll add our frosting. I just put it all on there. If it's a lot and it's thick, that's all right. People love cream cheese frosting. It just makes it taste even better than it already does. So just dollop it all on there. Like so. And then spread it out over your cake. And I'm right-handed, so I always just turn my cake. Instead of moving my whole body to another side, I just spin it so that I can top it the way that I want to. And in the frosting, you can see some of that brown sugar crumb topping that you mixed in coming through, but that doesn't matter. That just means it's gonna taste really, 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 really good. All right. It's all done. Now, it's time for a taste test. So, get out a couple of sausages, and cut it up. See what we think. I'll wipe this off real quick. I'm a little OCD about making sure everything's clean. We're gonna give it a try here. Don't want to leave none behind. Get it all. You want to taste all that yummy goodness. All right, let's try it. Perfect. If y'all like my video making Cinnabon cinnamon roll cake with cream cheese frosting, please like my video, share it with others, and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to go watch my other videos. We'll see y'all next time in Nini's Texas Kitchen.